Welcome to Jamie TV. Thank you very much for tuning in. This is going to be a Jamie TV quickie with absolutely no pissy panting about. Now here in Audio Evolution I've been working on a track and it's going very nicely. Audio Evolution has been fantastic to work with, but I've reached a point where the next instrument I want to use, I've decided I want to use an instrument that has multi-output buses, and I want to be able to take advantage of those buses, and in Audio Evolution I cannot do that. So I want to move this project over to Cubasis 3. Now fortunately Audio Evolution does provide some functionality to make that process quite easy to do, so I'm going to show you how to do that today. What we do is we go up to project, and here we're going to need to do two things. We're going to need to export MIDI file because my drums up here are still MIDI and I want to keep them that way for a while, but everything else is audio. So I'm going to use this export to other DAW rendered tracks for that. That will become a bit clearer a little bit later on. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to export my MIDI. I'll show you in just a moment where this file gets exported to. Okay, and next job is to export the audio. This process does only take a couple of minutes in total, but I'm going to fast forward this a little just to prevent you from falling asleep from extreme boredom. Now that I've exported the audio and the MIDI, it's time for me to close Audio Evolution, go down to our Files folder, and then click on the Audio Evolution folder, and in there click on Projects, find the original name for the project I gave to it when I started it, into the Samples folder, and then we need to press Select, click on the MIDI file and go down to Share. Then we go up and scroll across until we get to the More box, and then we can scroll down the list, find Cubasis 3 and send the MIDI to Cubasis 3. Okay, so here we are now in Cubasis 3 in a project that I've already set up, ready to receive the audio and the MIDI from Audio Evolution. So first I'm going to grab my MIDI, I'm going to go up to my media bay, I'm going to go into the MIDI folder, my MIDI files, and if I come down to the bottom here and I just click on that file, drag and drop it, there we go, and something slightly strange has happened. I was expecting to see one MIDI file there, one MIDI track, and it seems to have broken off the beginning of the MIDI and split it across two extra tracks that it's created for me. Let me just pinch and zoom on the screen, and right, okay, let's get rid of that, drop this in here, make that smaller, shove that in here, and that should be my complete MIDI for the... That looks right actually. Let's just see if it's playing okay. Yeah, that's what it should sound like just there. So, and this part, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's right now. No idea why it did that, but okay, not the end of the world perhaps. Just delete off those two tracks that it created there. Okay, now we need to bring the audio in. Now there's two ways to do this, and I'm going to show you way one first, but I'm going to do it way two, and I'll show you why. Here we come down to Files, and what we can do here is do much like we did with the MIDI. This has brought me, I'm just going to go back a little here just to show you. When we go into Files, we look for Audio Evolution, then we look for Projects, and then the original name that you made for the project when you first started it. And then you go into Samples, and that's where you'll find the exported audio. Now these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here are the 5 tracks of audio that Audio Evolution created when it exported, but number 1 will be its export of the MIDI drums. It will have converted it to audio, and I won't want that. Now what we could do in here is go to Select, and select the 4 that I do want, then click down here on share and share to Cubasis 3. But I'm not going to do it that way, because what I find is quite often when I do it that way, it only sends one file, whereas it's much more reliable if I do it from Cubasis 3. So I go here to media and I go to audio and my audio files, and I want to import. Now I go to files from here, and I don't want that one because that's the audio of the drums. Click on select. I want 2, 3, 4 and 5 and open, and they're now in my media bay. So I just go back to audio files and there they are. So click on the first one, drag it into the project. I find this incredibly awkward to do with a mouse, but when I'm screen recording for a video like this, I need to use a mouse or else you can't see what I'm doing. But at any other time I would never ever use a mouse with an iPad. And here's the last one. Okay, right, so everything seems to be there that should be there. I'm just going to pinch and zoom here and just kind of get everything onto the screen. Now everything would appear to me to be there that should be there. I'm just going to give it a quick play and make sure everything's okay. Okay, so everything is there, and that is how you move a project from Audio Evolution into Cubasis 3. So I hope this video was helpful to at least 1 or 2 people out there. If so, please do give me a thumb up. If you haven't done already, please subscribe to the channel and ding my bell. If you'd like to know how you can help this channel, you can look under the video for all of that information, where you'll also find links to my Patreon, my website, my Bandcamp, merchandise, etc, etc. So until my next video, take care of yourselves, be good people, and do not pissy pants about. See you later.